of General Petraeus this morning?
Well, Trace, I was shocked, first of all. I've known General Petraeus since the beginning of the surge in Iraq. In fact, one of my first assignments on this beat here at the Pentagon was to go to Iraq, and he had just been assigned there in 2007, and that was the first time I met him. I want to just tell you what I know about him as a person. He's a man of intense moral fiber. When I was sick and had cancer, he used to write notes that would check on me, as well as many other, at the time he was CENTCOM commander, and he was responsible for the war in Afghanistan. I saw him at numerous Wounded Warrior events where he would take, hours and hours with those warriors. And when I came back, the first interview that I came back after a year off for cancer treatment, I was invited to Afghanistan, and I had an interview with him. It was when he first took over for General McChrystal out in Afghanistan. So I've known him for a long time. He is, if you look at his history, he married the superintendent's daughter at West Point. When he was a cadet at West Point, Holly Petraeus was the superintendent's daughter. He was known by his friends, and many biographies that have been written about him, including All In, recently written by Paula Broadwell, depicts a man who was incredibly ambitious from the beginning, from the moments that he stepped into West Point. He is somebody who always was very disciplined, and that's why this extramarital affair really is so surprising to those who have known him for some time, is that he was always not only disciplined with his personal life, with his professional life, but also with the media. As we've covered many four-star generals and top leaders of here at the Pentagon and in these wars over the last 11 years, no one knew how to control his image and to project an image. And rarely, I can't even think of any situation where David Petraeus misstepped. He had the media on his side during the surge, even when there were intense criticism back here in the United States that the U.S. should not be sending more troops not only to Iraq but also eventually to Afghanistan. He was seen as a political threat to this White House, and that's one of the reasons I think there were many rumors that the President Obama, was happy to see him go to the CIA. It was a place that he would have to be quiet, not engage the press, and not be a political threat in this last campaign season. Trace?
Yeah. And Jennifer, if I can quickly get you kind of to weigh in on what this does to transition. I mean, you've worked closely with the Pentagon and the Central Intelligence Agency, so you know the people in these departments. What does this mean for transitional purposes? And really, as Ed Henry was talking about and Catherine Herridge talking about, we're talking Iran and Benghazi. There are a number of issues. We still have troops in Afghanistan. What are the issues now internally for this department?
Well, there are numerous issues, as you've mentioned, and the Arab Spring, the situation in Syria, Iran, Israel, the ending of a war in Afghanistan. You have 68,000 troops still in harm's way in Afghanistan. Relations with nuclear Pakistan. There are so many issues right now. But General Petraeus is just one of many, and as we all know in this business, we are all replaceable. And I think that in terms of him as the head of the CIA, there are plenty of capable people who can step into that position. You have right now at the White House, John Brennan served at the highest level at the CIA. He is the chief counterterrorism advisor to the president. I wouldn't be surprised to see perhaps his name put forward at some point. There are, right now, acting director Mike Morrell is very capable. So I think this is, while shocking, I think, to the nation, because they've known General Petraeus and David Petraeus as a man of great leadership ability and moral fiber. I think that's the shock here. But in terms of dealing with the world's issues, I think that the CIA will go on, and I don't think it will necessarily disrupt the way that the administration deals with these other issues.
Yeah, Jennifer Griffin, stand by with us.